Hey guys, hope you're doing great, and I'm excited about today's episode because it's really amazing. And as you can see, we are trying by all means to make it be relatable according to what different people are going through, different aspects, different problems, and so on and so forth. So today I went on to pick a very interesting topic, and it's going to be about multipotentialism. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I am going to try to explain it as simply as possible so that you might also be able to understand. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode and sit back and relax, and remember to share it with your loved ones or family and friends so they may also be able to learn one or two things from this podcast. Sit back and relax and enjoy, guys. Thanks. Alright, guys, so welcome once again. So, I'm sure you're wondering, what is this guy really talking about? What's smart potentialism? What's all this stuff? This thing is confusing me and all that. Well, I don't want you to get confused, so I am going to try by all means to simplify everything as much as possible so that you might also be able to relate. If you want, you can Google the term and read about it and so on and so forth, but I am just simply giving my personal view. But is it that I'm going to give the actual statement or definition that Google has given? Well, that's a very interesting question, but I'm just going to simply give my own understanding, my own perception about it, and you can later on reach your own conclusion depending on what you're going to find online or what other people have said with regards to this subject. So I'm simply going to start by putting this in form of a story. So imagine you have been to secondary school, primary school, and maybe baby class and so on and so forth. So you have always had these subjects, different kinds of subjects that you have been learning. I think probably more than 5. Yeah, usually they have to be more than 5 subjects that you have been learning. So you have a number of subjects and you are expected to pass in each of these subjects. So you agree with me that we are brought up to do multiple tasks, to do multiple things, to be able to multitask indirectly without even knowing. So as we tend to grow up, we now shift into a sphere where we're told we're supposed to choose a profession and stick to that profession, grow the career path that we choose, and so on and so forth. So you are stuck to this aspect whereby you just have to do one thing, despite having a variety of subjects that you are doing, but you have to do one major thing. Now, the thing is that not everybody in this world or in our society is wired or feels that this is enough for them. So personally, I have really found it difficult to do one single thing at a time. Unfortunately, the society tells us to say you are supposed to not be a jack of all trades because you'll be a master of what? None. But in my own understanding, as far as I'm concerned, that is someone's perception. So we are living in a digital world, in a world where things are changing so fast, where someone really needs to think far beyond one thing. And I think that's where innovation lies. So that's what now brings us to the topic of multipotentialism. This is simply an ability, I think, that is placed in each one of us to be able to learn or do more than one thing. And I think the whole concept of jack of all trades, master in none, limits us to feel that you can't do more than one thing. If you are a doctor, you cannot do something else because that would be weird, that would be strange. According to society, you are trying to be a master of all trades when you can't do this because it's impossible. So what am I trying to say? I think personally we have placed our minds or our decisions so much based on these quotes or statements that surround us in our societies, and what that simply does is that it puts us in a box of being average. I have seen people that can do a lot of stuff, but they have failed to do those different other stuff that they feel or want to do because they are scared about what people would think according to society. But I think as the world continues to diversify, to change, to transform, we also as people or human beings, we are supposed to be really real with ourselves, with how we want to express our lives, how we want to share our lives with other people, because I think life is so short to simply stick to one thing when your time on this earth is limited. But my message is not really for everyone. I'm simply talking about issues or a topic that deals with those people that feel they can't do one thing. There are people that feel they have to do more, they have to learn different kinds of skill, and this is where balance comes in. It's not really easy to be a multipotentialite, and it's a very difficult aspect if someone wants to venture into it. But if someone really feels like this is something that's for them, I think this is a path that's worth trying. And I think anybody and everybody has been wired to be a multipotentialite. Starting from God himself, I choose to believe that God is a multipotentialite. And if you are looking at this from a biblical point of view, you would agree with me that God himself is an artist. God himself is a designer. God himself is an architect. God himself is a doctor. God himself is a musician. Everything that you may think of. And on the biblical part, we say we are created in the image of God. So if you and I are created in the image of God, why should we stick to one thing? I think that's being average, and that simply means we are undermining our own potential if we claim that we are created in the image of God. So I think as human beings, we need to learn to explore other spheres of our lives, because life is not so long such that you can have a lot of time to try and do one thing, finish, do another one. But it's so short such that we have to give everything we find that we can do our best, and that's where multipotentialism lies. Because if you can do a lot of things and simply give it your best, you simply be able to be outstanding in different kinds of in different kinds of areas of your life and spheres. But if you have limited yourself to say, I can only do this one thing, I think we shut off the switches of our mind to think. We shut off those switches because we are focused on doing one thing and not being able to learn and grow our potential, to learn and explore other spheres of our lives. And innovation in our current times lies in the ability to merge different fields and make sustainable solutions or ideas. So it's really something that you and I should rethink. We should think of it as a challenge. We should think of it as an exercise of being able to unleash the powers of what multipotentialism, because this is the very ultimate gift that we have as humans. We are able to learn a lot of stuff. We're able to do a lot of stuff. The reason is simply because sometimes we are often limited subconsciously by the statutes or the beacons that have been placed in society, and that leads us to live mediocre lives and average lives, and we are still not going above the average living kind of style. So this is something that I was really excited about, that I really wanted to share with you, and I didn't want to even make it so long because I want you to listen to this, sit back and think, have I lived my life as an average person, or have I really learned a lot of stuff? Have I done the things that I love? Have I done the hobbies or the passions that are secretly hidden in me? Or have I stayed back and thought, what would society think about? What would the people say about this? All these questions are the things that are holding us back, and I think it's a time we should now start to think about going beyond those fears that limit us, but saying, I think I can do this, I think I can be able to also do this, and finding a way in which we can manage these things, balance them, and being able to be unstoppable as human beings. So this is what I had for you guys. I don't want to make this so long. I want you to think about this on your own personal time. People are busy nowadays, people are doing a lot of stuff, but this will have to leave you thinking, are you average or are you outstanding? Are you doing things simply because you have been taught by society, or you are doing stuff because you want and feel that you can do them? Alright guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, or whatever time you're listening to this, and see you in the next episode of the new season that I've created, simply talking about my journey, my path as a multipotentialite, and so far so good. I love it guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.